Welcome to Belmont Banter, the official podcast of Whitstable Town FC. Every week we chat to ex-players, supporters and invited guests here on Belmont Banter.
Welcome to the official podcast of Whitstable Town FC.
Whitstable Town Football Club's main sponsor is Fibertech UK Limited.
Hello again everyone and welcome to Belmont Banter. And tonight, I say tonight because it's 8 o'clock on a Wednesday evening, we've got Gary Carter here. Gary, how are you, mate?
Hi, Tone. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, very well. What I want to do with you this evening, buddy, is start off with your sort of earliest recollection of football. Like when you was a kid, who got you first involved, and then how did that progress through to your current involvement with Whitstable Town?
Yeah, I think as a kid, you start out playing football for your school team, as you do. I went to Swellcliffe School. I always played a year up when I was there. And then I got involved with a local team called Millsford Rovers. So that was like the Brian Jameson days. A lot of my friends as well, some that are known to the club, the likes of, Stuart Wilkinson, Sam Gambrell, Tim Sells, Tony Sibley, his brother Matt Sibley. All of us were involved with them. And then after that, as I come into like adult years, just to skip a few, my mother-in-law used to run the Pearson's pub down in Whitstable. So I wanted to get back into adult football. So we run a team for them. And then that went on to become Monument PFC, as it is now, I believe, still with Steve Hardy and Sam Gambrell still involved with them. And then after that was when my interest with Whitstable Town sort of was reborn, I suppose, through my son, who wanted to play football when he become, under eights, basically. That was when we got involved with Whitstable Town. The early years was when the youth sort of joined with the seniors. Yes. And then, as I'm sure you'll go on in a minute, of how that sort of progressed.
How did you actually end up getting into coaching then? Because you very, very quietly just skipped over your playing career and you're now talking about coaching. Yeah,
I was, if I'm honest, I had to hang the boots up when I was 30 because of injuries, as in slip disc, torn hamstring. Basically, every time I looked at a football, I was getting injured and it was just becoming more irritating rather than, enjoying the game anymore. But when, like I say, with Archie, he was a very shy child, but he loved football. And for me to get him into football was to take him along to a training session, which a friend of mine, Barry Knowles, he said to me, why don't you bring Archie to one of Whitstable's training sessions? And at the time I said, I think it'll be a bit too full on for him. But he said, no, he will love it. It's so relaxed. And when we got there, I kid you not, Archie would not get out of the car until I said it's just me and him having a kick about. And then once I got him out of the car, I saw the coach, his name is Tony at the time. He could see what was going on and he connected with us straight away. And all I did was I kicked my football out into the middle of where they were. And I said to Archie, go and get the ball. So he got that. And Tony, the coach at the time, asked my Archie, do me a favour, mate, can you be, they was playing the crab game. It's like Bulldog for kids, but with a football. And they have to pretend to be crabs and go side to side. The moment Archie got involved with that, I couldn't get him back quick enough each week. And I thought, that's it. That's the kid that I was at that age. He fell in love with it instantly. So that's the start of my story with Whitstable Town as coaching.
So that was like under eights, you say?
Yeah, under eights, yeah. Once he was involved with that, the coach then, and still is now actually, is Sarah Cousins. And she invited us over and she asked me, like, background of football, would I like to help out? And I said, I'd love to sort of get involved again. And because I'd had to sort of stop playing relatively early, I know I'm saying 30, but it was relatively early. I always wanted, and I said to my wife time and time again, I'd love to coach kids football because I don't want to just sort of walk away from the game. I'd like to give something back if I can. Having my son massively interested in it, I thought, there's no better time to do it. But, good chance to do this now. And then speaking with Sarah, she put me in touch with, people in the club, happily paid for me to do my badges. So I went and done my level 1 and, got involved and then invested in the club massively, shall we say.
I know. There's not a blade of grass around the ground that you haven't touched or a nail that you haven't hammered in. I know that. But
yeah, I know.
that becomes the lifeblood of the club. The stuff you do, people don't talk about it much, but it's all there for everyone to see.
I think when it comes to like working down the ground, the stuff we do down there, you don't do it for, you don't want gratification from people. You don't want everyone to go, oh, Gaz, you've done this, you've done that. No. You don't care about it. You do it. You just, when you get this invested in the club as such, with my whole family, like Mandy, my wife, Abbey, my daughter, Archie, my son, they're so heavily involved in that club. You just do it. And there's no reason to it. Like I said, you don't want people to say, oh, well done this, well done that. Not after that. It's just something you do. You just find the time to do it, I suppose.
Yeah, you do. And all of a sudden it creeps up on you. You don't realise how immersed you become, do you?
No, exactly. Yeah, you kind of feel swamped, I suppose. But then you think, well, actually, it does take over a bit, but not in a bad way, because you look at some things in the ground, for instance, like I'm currently doing out the committee room toilets, even though I'm, it's the time of year where I work in schools and stuff like that, because they're all off. My business is, stupidly busy, but it's always in my head. I need to get that committee room toilet done. I need to get down there in my spare time. I need to get down there and do this and do that. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but it's good for the community, I suppose. But luckily, like I say, my whole family are behind me with it, and we just get it done, I suppose.
I think you've hit the nail on the head when you said community, because Chairman Steve Clayton he's invested his time, effort, and his family's involvement with the club fantastically. I mean, they're all involved as well, aren't they?
Oh yeah. It's I suppose when I first got involved, you don't realise, how much of a beast it is to feed. I think that's the best way I can describe it. It is constant, and it is, luckily, and I know I do say about my family being around me, and it's good. Archie's friends, some of them that are in the team, he also goes to school with. One of them is Steve's son, Ollie, as well. He's really good friends with Archie. So it is half the battle as well. They go down to the club together. They love it there. Absolutely love it there. And I'm, working away in one of the toilets, doing a floor or digging footings for one of the classrooms, anything like that. I haven't got to worry about my time with Archie of a weekend, because I know he's there having the time of his life with his friends in the same environment as me.
How do you fit in time with the kids then? When's your night or time for training?
Right, so I'm the under-13 boys Kent Youth League manager, so that's Wednesday nights. And I'm also the under-12s girls, which is training on Thursday nights. I got involved with the girls team because my niece plays for them, and unfortunately the previous manager just couldn't do it anymore. So I didn't want to see the team sort of disappear, diminish, anything like that. So I said I'd step up, and luckily one of the girls' parents, which is Aaron Jarvis, has come on board as well, and he's currently doing his level 1 at the moment. So he is literally one of the guys that are ready for stepping in if I can't be there, because next year is going to be a bit of a logistical problem, because they both play on Sundays, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Unfortunately, with the girls' leagues at the moment, I could be going off to Maidstone, and then I've got to be back for a 2:00 kickoff for Archie in Ramsgate or Deal or something like that after they've played at 10:00, and it's the whole day. So hopefully there won't be many of them, but the ones that are, I've got Aaron there to step up and take the girls for me in the morning while I'm with the boys in the afternoon.
Okay, and we've spoken about the boys, but What about your daughter? I mean, I know for a fact that she's now become involved with a football club, not only helping out around the ground, but also,
Yeah.
well, you tell the story. Come on, you tell us what's happening.
Right. Okay. So Abbey, she started playing football. She played for Tankerton, she started playing for Tankerton when in 2018, 2019. She was under 14s at the time. She had to stop playing because, unfortunately, she dislocated her knee. But she didn't do it playing football. She did roller skating. She went back to playing football and then dislocated her knee twice after that, playing football. And it turns out she has got a problem with her knee that she was born with. They say surgery could sort it out, but there's no guarantee. So she's basically got a grown-up head on her and said, I don't think I want to risk it because there's no guarantee of it being great afterwards where I can go and play football again, or am I going to walk properly again afterwards? It doesn't hurt her. It doesn't affect her day-to-day life. She can do running. It's more impact that's the problem. So she, I think, is just like me and said, I want to stay involved with football. So we introduced her into becoming a coach, and now she runs the under-10s girls for Whitstable, which is good. And last week, I believe, they won their tournament, and the first season together as girls, they won their, I know it's non-official, but they did win their league as such. Brilliant. So for her first season, I couldn't be more proud of her, really. She's absolutely smashed it. She's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Brilliant. And now there's another step forward, isn't there?
There is. She's going into sixth form in September. She's studying sports. She's studying criminology and forensics. But she does want to go down the route of sports physio, sports psychology. And she's recently got involved with our first team physio, Alice. And last night was her first night of shadowing Alice, basically, to go and basically see what's done on the night. And she obviously did a good job because Alice has invited her back, and she's going away to Saturday's game with Alice in her car. Abbey doesn't even want to come in our car. She's going with Alice. That's how involved she is now.
How nice is that? Well, do you know, I just caught a word with her briefly as she came out from it last night, and I said to her, was it good? She went, brilliant.
Yeah, she loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, yeah, that's Abbey heavily involved as well.
Good, okay. Now, with your lads, Steve Chairman tells me that you've got a bit of a challenge coming up, because aren't they going into a different league or something?
Yeah, we've what the club have said they're doing, I suppose as a club ethos really, what they've said they're doing, any teams from under 13 upwards, if there's two teams, you'd have one at East Kent level and one at Kent Youth League level. So my boys are going into the Kent Youth League, which is quite a challenge, but also on that, it's always good to help when I'm talking to Lloyd at the first team games. And to be fair to Lloyd, he's sent me over quite a few of his like training schedules and things like that, so I can scale it down, which helps me with my boys, because not only does it get them playing obviously very well, but it's also trying to teach them this is the way the club should have us playing. If we got a chance of trying to progress into the first team, it given us that little stepping stone, that head start at a very early age. You know, we play at this sort of level, this style of play, all the way through. If we can do that, then you've got a fighting chance of getting that, like basically the pathway to the first team.
Whitstable Town Football Club's main sponsor is Fibertech UK Limited.
So what age group is this going to be in the Kent League?
Under 13s.
Wow, it's a bit of a step up for your lads then.
Yeah. Massive. We played a couple of games down at the Belmont as well, which, you know, kids that age, they literally play the occasion, love it down there, absolutely love it. We played two there. I think we won one, lost one, but that's football. I'm afraid you got to learn to, as much as all kids at that age love to win football, I think it's massively important. You need to learn how to lose.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I know
Yeah.
from the way that the FA moved youth football forward, they started to change the sizes of the pitches and the size of the goals. Now, are your lads playing on a full-size pitch without goals?
Not that big, no. I mean, the Belmont is actually quite a large pitch for this, so it will come in. Not a great deal, but the goals that we use at the moment, they can be asked to play in full size 11-a-side goals, but they're called intermediate goals now. So it's between 9-a-side, 11-a-side goals.
Yeah.
Not a great deal in it, but enough to notice that, it doesn't scare the kids too much.
No.
But, it's basically, for a goalkeeper, for instance, it's, when to come out and shut down the angles to don't find the net, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not massive, but noticeable.
You actually almost beat me to it then, because I was going to mention the goalkeeper with goals and everything, but yeah, that's the most daunting thing for any one of the 11 players on the pitch, or the 22, is the goal, the size of the goal. If it's too big, it's great for the attackers, but for the defenders and the goalkeeper, it's a nightmare, isn't it?
It is, and my goalkeeper, he's absolutely fantastic, and he's almost like, I don't really need to do much with him because he goes to Just for Keepers for coaching. I know that he's been doing a lot of work, one-to-one work with Football Futures as well, with Josh and their boys, and he'll almost tell me what he needs to be doing at a certain point. And I said to him at the first game at the Belmont, I said to him, these kids are going to want to shoot at you from no matter where they are. And his response was, let them. Let them and see how I cope with it. And I thought that's, for a 12-year-old kid, that is some confidence to have.
That's good.
And I thought it was the best answer he could have given me.
Yeah. Now, if you're not playing on the Belmont pitch, where's your home pitch?
At the moment, it's Radfall up in Chesfield. I'm not sure if we're going to be using the Archbishops or not, but I don't think the pitches have been allocated yet. But it'll either be Archbishops or Radfall for Kent Youth League.
That's good. And
so I understand anyway.
Yeah. Just stepping slightly sideways, but from both of our mantras, I'm not involved with it. I don't think you are. The difference in the pitch is absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Last night's game, for instance, I've got two older brothers. One of them comes down to the game quite a bit on Saturdays. And last night, my middle brother, Steve, came to the game because he's really good friends with one of the Dover fans. He follows them everywhere they go.
Yeah.
And he said to him, just go down and watch the Whitstable game tonight. Basically catching a lift, I think. But he lives in Bridge, so they come down. And the first thing he said to me, he said, wow. He said, I haven't seen this pitch since we was at school. But he said, it looks like a carpet out there. I went, there's been a lot of work that's gone on this pitch. A lot of money spent on this pitch. And he couldn't fault it last night. I mean, it is what it is with that pitch. You're going to get the bumps and things everywhere. I've always said about the goal mouth, the mound in the goal. I said that everyone talks about that, but it's a talking point for the Belmont pitch. And I love that. But he said, even with that, he said, look at it. He said, the one thing he said to me, he said, I just want to go out there and take free kicks.
Brilliant.
So I'm not sure Lloyd and that would like that, but
it does actually make you want to put your boots back on, doesn't it?
It does. And that's how it was when I first started coaching. When you're coaching the kids football, you think, oh man, I miss this game. I do miss it.
Yeah.
But now I'm on a 3-week break from the kids football for a summer break. I'm actually missing coaching the kids already, and we've only done 1 week.
That's crazy.
But it is crazy. But like I say, you have to hit that refresh button. You have to sort of have your summer break. You don't need to go and be kids for 3 weeks, then we get back to it.
This is a question for you. You can give a name call for a few mates now if you want. I'd like to know, down at the Belmont, or indeed in Whitstable, when you played for the Monument or whatever team you played with, who was the best player you played with?
Oof.
You're going to upset someone, or you're going to please someone?
No, not at all. I'd have to probably say and it's probably due to family connections. Do you know what? I played more against him than with him. And I would have to say it was probably Stuart Wilkinson.
Yeah, good player, wasn't he?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Really good player.
Yeah. Well, not the worst, but for me, I hated going against him. Yeah, absolutely. When he was playing at Rising Sun, I've never seen, when he's playing left back, I've never seen a player like him. He just annoyed the hell out of me, Tony, if I'm honest. He was amazing. But luckily, he's been a friend of mine since, I don't know, 5, 6 years old, something like that. Yeah. So a long, long time.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've seen a lot of him down the Belmont, obviously, because, his dad, Roger, I knew his dad, Roger, very well. Roger was on the committee when I was with them. And it was so tragic the way that Roger lost his life. It was horrible for the whole family. But, he was he used to get down there a lot and watch Stuart. Stuart was a really good player. I got a lot of time for the guy.
Oh, sure, yeah. He's one of them blokes that you don't hear from him for a couple of months, and then all of a sudden, when you do hear from him, it's like you saw him yesterday. Yeah, love the guy. It was only the other night, because when we're down the Belmont, the home games especially, because one of the other jobs I do down there is I'm like the mascot or the ball boy, ball girl monitor as such. So I sort all the kids out at the start, and I make sure they go out with the right players, know where they're going on the pitch, that sort of thing. And as I finished that, I actually got a text from Stuart, and it said, "You're a bit old to be a mascot, aren't you?" And as I looked up, he was standing over at the stand on the other side, just looking at me and smiling. I thought, "Oh, that's just him. It's brilliant." It's brilliant. It's like, it's like we was at school together yesterday. Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's good. It's good. Well, I've really enjoyed our chat this evening. It's been fun. It's taken us down, a little bit down your sort of like it's been good, and you're looking towards the future now, which is good. With the youth.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, the club now has got what, 25, 26 teams, something like that.
24 or 25, 24, I believe.
27.
Oh, sorry, Mandy just chipped in there. 2017. Sorry.
Well, yeah, that's brilliant. Lovely little one. Thank you, Mandy, for that. 27. Yeah, she's just like that, straight in.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the job of Mandy. She's registration secretary for all the youth teams. She will tell me how many teams there are.
Now there you go. There again is more involvement with the family. You see. Yeah. It does get you once you get involved. Unfortunately for me, my wife is not interested in football at all. Not at all. Even when I was chairman there, she only went to 2 games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, yeah. She's not interested. She doesn't like football. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Just how it is. And you can't force it on people. So
no, you can't. You can't. That's where I'm lucky. I think with my family, I couldn't ask for any more. But I don't ask for anything. Actually, it's just what they want to do.
What they give
Everyone wants to do it. Yeah. Nice. Absolutely.
Well, that's been good tonight. I'm going to have you on again because we want to go a bit more in depth about your football time, and you're going to tell me about family stuff and everything else as well. So that'll be good.
That'd be good.
We'll wrap it up for tonight, Gary. And from me here at Belmont Banter and Gary Carter on the other end of a Zoom call, it's a good night from me and good night from Gary.
Lovely. Cheers, Tone. Thanks.
Cheers, Gary.
Whitstable Town Football Club's main sponsor is Fibertech UK Limited. They are providers of optical fiber services to the telecoms industry, specializing in optical fiber provision, local and long haul. We offer a full turnkey solution to our clients throughout London and the south of England. Contact us through the website for more details.
Your host, Tony Rouse, every week on Belmont Banter for news about local football in Kent and beyond.
I do hope that you've enjoyed today's episode of Belmont Banter. Don't forget there's a new episode out every week which comes out on a Sunday night, early Monday morning. And you can leave your suggestions for a guest to invite at the end. And leave a like and don't forget to pass it on to all your mates. Cheers!